was lovely. Thank you. Yourself?
Yes, good. Feels like a long distance past.
Oh, I know. It's Monday morning. It's here again. So today we're going to be speaking about soda. Okay, that's quite an American word, but fizzy drinks, if you're not American.
Pop.
Yeah, soda pop. And basically, the reason we're going to speak about that is there's often, it's mentioned in the media, it's bad for you and these kind of things. And I think a lot of us do drink these. Laura, cans of choice?
Yeah, I quite like, actually, my recent fancy that feels slightly better than drinking something like a can of Coke or whatever, any of the popular brand, is San Pellegrino.
Yes.
Do their flavoured water, and it is delicious.
I know.
I mean, I still look at it and go, I know that's a treat. I shouldn't just guzzle it because it's San Pellegrino.
Yeah.
But that's my guilty pleasure of mine.
I'm beginning to think, is it just comes to habit? Because I am the same. We have it in my house. My husband really likes the blood orange one. I quite like the lemon one. And lately, so some of my friends, I've seen them with it in their house. So I'm thinking it must just be new to Doha. But San Pellegrino, it is very, very nice. 150 calories a can.
Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah. Quite a lot. So if you're watching your weight out there, I always tell clients of mine, you're watching your weight, do not consume calories in drinks, because that is empty calories. I would rather have 150 calories from food than from a drink. But if you're not watching your weight and you do like this as a treat now and again, like you do, it's not the end of the world. But we'll get to it. I mean, for most people, an occasional soda or a fizzy drink, it's fine. But many people, especially children, they are drinking too much. We spoke about this last week with the caffeine, because there are a lot of sugar in these cans. So it's something to bear in mind. So according to the US Dental Authority, 16% of calories in a typical American's diet comes from refined sugars. And half of those are coming from beverages with added sugar. So, this is just like 16% coming just from drinks alone. So if you were just drinking water all the time, you obviously wouldn't sort of have that problem. So the problem being, the sodas used to be, an occasional treat. We spoke about this last week. But now they're part of our culture. People are having them every day, 3 times a day. And it is, it's becoming a bit too much. Nestle in America also completed a survey which found that pediatricians, they found that children that they are treating who are overweight, many of their parents were overweight. And they were taking in 1,000 to 2,000 calories a day from soft drinks.
Just from soft drinks?
Not from food. Now, 1,000 calories a day, that's a lot. That's half of the recommended daily allowance for like a woman. A woman should consume 2,000 calories a day. So if you're having 1,000 just from diet drinks, or, well, not diet drinks, from regular drinks even, it's just too much.
They have the big gallon portions and things. I love the American kind of fast food.
And I was in the States in the summer and I was shocked. I forgot how big the portions are there, portions of food, but also the drink sizes. The average sort of can, I think it's bigger than our cans here. I think it's 350 mil. I can't remember. Yeah,
is the regular. I think.
Yeah, but there was even one like there was iced tea. My husband really likes this Arizona iced tea. You can buy it here in bottles, but in the States they have it in a can. It's only 99 cents, and it was a huge can, like I think a pint.
Oh, wow.
Which is, I forget how many mils that is, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, for $1, people are buying that, and it's laced with sugar and obviously other ingredients that are not too good for you. So it's okay as an occasional treat, but not every day. So going back to the children, some children, they are drinking this all day long, and it's empty calories and they're going to get fat from that. So it's something that Nestle, they recommended that the first thing that anyone should do, if they are trying to lose weight, is eliminate or cut out these drinks. That's what I said as well. You've got to get rid of that. It's too much. Another study that I found by Yale University in the States as well, it examined the obesity issue. Some of the research that they found was that people who tend to eat more calories, they also drink a lot of sugar-laden drinks. It's something that goes hand in hand. So they're going and they're having, maybe a burger and it coming with a full fat Coke. Yeah. It's the two things are something, coming hand in hand. They're not ordering a water.
If I'm eating a burger, I don't want to drink it with water.
No, it is strange, isn't it? I have heard the occasional friend, they've been like, I'll have a burger and a Diet Coke. And you kind of think, why would you bother? You're having the burger. But I guess anything, is going to help if you're taking it off a little bit. But the study by Yale University also found that on average, people who are heavier tend to drink more of these soft drinks than people who are not. So there is a correlation again there. So the question would be then, so why would you, cut out these soft drinks? What is the big reason for doing that? So, experts say that while soft drinks, they have a few useful nutrients, but most of them, there isn't really anything that worthwhile in them to consume. It's not really worth it really. So you'll find that in each can there's sweeteners, there's extra ingredients in there that you don't necessarily need. And of course, soft drinks, they tend to be coloured. So those colours, especially in iced tea, for example, it actually erodes your teeth enamel. So dentists are obviously quite, annoyed about this. Yeah, they're often quite annoyed. So it's not always a great thing to be drinking it, not just for your weight, but it's also for your teeth and your overall health as well. There's also been research that was found by the American Diabetes Association, and it was that women who drank one soda a day, if they consumed more than that, they were more likely to get type 2 diabetes. Again, going hand in hand with extra calories, extra weight, just not overall, good for you. So just to be careful of that. And also, you're more likely to suffer from a heart attack or a stroke if you consume a lot of these cans every single day. And we're talking about diet juice as well here. Diet soda can actually be just as bad. We're going to get to that in a minute. So, if you do drink a lot of these soda drinks, what do you think about it? Do you think it's just, a bit of scaremongering? What do you think?
No, I think it's when you actually turn over the can and you have a look at what's in there, you think, as you say, when you equivalent of it's 150 calories, would I rather eat a banana and a biscuit?
I know.
Or would I rather eat it? Whatever,
I know.
It really
there definitely are times, that you do want one and you think, well, I'll have a can of that, it's a treat or whatever. But you have to look at, people are doing it out of habit. Like, I actually know someone who, unfortunately, in this sweltering heat, will just drink soda cans. It's like, that isn't even hydrating you. It's a diuretic. That's not water. And you're adding so many calories to your body right now that you don't need to be doing that. So it's not advisable to be doing it in that kind of amount. It should be one a day probably as a as a maximum, one a day. So I'm going to tell you why. So like you said, turn it over. So ignorance is bliss to an extent. Don't look at it. Well, we don't really care. Well, you should look at it, because take a single can of regular Coca-Cola. Okay, 330 mils, 139 calories. Okay, I can live with that. Maybe it's not that bad, right? 9 teaspoons of sugar.
9 teaspoons?
9 teaspoons.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so just think about that, little teaspoon.
Yeah.
And then look at the can size. That's quite a lot for that size of can of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's like, so, it's like quarter of the can.
Yeah, and that is actually half of your daily allowance, Laura. A woman's daily allowance is 18, sounds a lot, 18 teaspoons of sugar. Of course, that's in lots of food. There's sugar in soup. There's sugar in lots of food that you don't know about. So if you're just going to have that, can, you're going to have to go and do 14 minutes of a hardcore spin class to burn that off. Doesn't sound long. Have you done spinning? Yeah. It's hard, right? Spinning's hard. Or you'd have to walk for 30 minutes at a good pace, or even vacuum for an hour. Vacuuming for an hour or having one can of Coke? No, I don't think I would really choose to do this. I don't want to be vacuuming for an hour. So, try and think of it like that. It is quite heavy. So, aside the obvious sugar and calorie issues, what else is wrong with downing, one too many cans of this fizzy pop? Well, the ingredients for starters are quite serious. So, I'm going to tell you something here. I do like Diet Coke. I'm sure quite a lot of people out there do. But there is a big word associated with Diet Coke. You may have heard of this word, aspartame.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
All I know is it's an artificial sweetener.
Yes.
And that it's not good for you.
Absolutely, yeah. So there have been studies recently that found that rats wouldn't even eat aspartame.
Oh.
This worries me.
Sign,
this really worries me. Of course, they're not giving it to us in the raw form. They're obviously adding other things into it. But aspartame is, yes, it's a fake sugar that is added to the majority of diet products. That is why I would rather opt for a full-fat organic yogurt opposed to a diet cheap one, because it's probably pumped full of things that are not good for you and not even that less calories, to be honest. A Diet Coke, yes, has a lot less calories than a full regular Coke, but it has this sneaky aspartame product put into it. Coca-Cola are trying to change this. They're trying different, at the moment they're testing it in South America, I think. They're trying to test it with different types of sugar, but certainly for the moment, aspartame. So what it does is, the reason it's bad, it works to send your blood sugar crazy. So basically, it signals to the brain that sugar has entered our system. But because it's a fake sugar, your blood sugar spikes through the roof, and you end up looking for the real sugar because you haven't got the hit
Sneaky.
that you actually wanted. So it's very sneaky. That's why it's bad, right? So unfortunately, you may as well have had the regular can, but I still don't advocate doing that. But, research basically suggests that it interferes with the body's natural ability to count calories. Okay, so you've drank this Diet Coke, aspartame's in your system, your blood sugars went through the roof, you haven't got real sugar, so what do? You want something that has real sugar in it, cookie, chocolate, something like that. So if you already have type 2 diabetes, this is really going to affect your insulin and your high blood sugar levels and all these things, so you've got to be really careful. So what does tend to happen is you will overindulge in other sweet foods, so it's not a great thing. So aspartame comes under the header of artificial sweeteners, and it can also be called a sugar substitute, and like I said, it's found in a lot of food, especially yogurts and these like kind of diet biscuits. And just, I'm not one for these diet foods. They're just a bit of a fad, and they are out there to sell to you. People say to me all the time, oh, but I bought this diet cereal, and I don't want to laugh, but it's like they're selling you a product. Yeah. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. Look at the fine print. It's not that good for you. You're better sticking to the raw, authentic, or original product in the first place. So just be really careful. If you see the word aspartame, you might see it come under the name NutraSweet as well. That's the like trademarked name for aspartame that is often used. So NutraSweet. There's lots of sweeteners, but it's actually quite frightening because NutraSweet has 200 times the sweetness of natural sugar.
Yeah, have you ever made the mistake of licking a sweetener or something? I remember doing that kind of as a child, and I've never done it since. Yeah, I think I was like, what's this taste like? It's a sweetener. Licking it and be like, my tongue!
Oh, really? It's burning.
Like,
I've never tried that.
It's strong that it's literally like a burning. Yeah. Honestly, it's hideous. And then you have an idea of, I think that's the moment where I realised I don't think I want to have sweetener.
No.
Because if that's how incredibly strong it is. Like,
no, it's really,
rocket
really,
fuel.
It's very condensed in there. So like that 200 times the sweetness of sugar. So that's getting pumped into your system. So the question would be then, I've probably scared you all off sodas completely now. No, like I said before, you're allowed, to have a few here and there. Try and get it as a treat. I try and just keep it to the weekend. If I'm going out for dinner or something, I'll order, and I will order Diet Coke.
I mean, I love the lemon mint things you get here when you go out for a meal sometimes. Yeah. And I know it's kind of a soft drink. It's got the syrup, it's got cordial and stuff.
I know.
So
but
it's
kind of thing, I mean, you're out for dinner, you're socialising, it's fine. It's moderation. That's the word I always use out in this show, don't I? I do. But if you do want to try and stop, and I mean, I did. I had a Diet Coke every day for a long time, and I don't do that anymore. And literally, it is by weaning yourself off it. There is sort of no other way. So if at the moment that you are drinking the full fat version, that's going to be quite a change. However, you could lose a lot of weight, because if you're drinking a lot of those sugary drinks and you just stop doing that, you're going to see a change in your weight. Yeah. That's a change in calories coming into your body. So that's something to think about. But if you're drinking those ones, try and swap it for the diet ones first of all, to wean yourself sort of off of it, and just cut down gradually. So if you are drinking the Diet Coke ones just now, or the diet versions of these soft drinks, then just try to have it on like alternate days. Just try to wean yourself off, and slowly you'll start to find that you don't really crave them as much. And for me now, it's like I said, a weekend, even sometimes not a weekend, a holiday, like when I'm away, I'm like, oh, I'll have a Diet Coke or something. So you will find it becomes easier, but you have to sort of stick this out. And if it is the caffeine in it that you're craving, then you can get this from other products like tea and coffee, much more natural products for you than a soda. So you don't have to cut the sodas out completely. Just, think about what you're drinking. It's, there are things in there that you need to be aware of. So bear that in mind. And if you do want to try and make a change, you definitely can do that.
We've run out of time for today, but thank you so much for coming in once again.
I know, thank you so much. And as always, any topics anyone wants me to discuss, I am more than happy to. So please let us know.
Yeah. At QF Radio 2 on Twitter, and 92126. That's 92126 in text. Don't forget to put your name in there as well.
Great. I'll see you guys next week.
So you have a good week.
Thank you. You too.